Well, the Ford Fusion has gone, and in place of it is this 2007 Volvo V70. Now, I took that Fusion and I swapped it plus £250 for 2 tons of Swedish luxury. And this thing, I think, is a real steal. Bearing in mind that Fusion cost me just £300 all in, fixed, ready to go, plus £250 for this means this came to just £550. Let's kick this video off by talking about my sponsor, which again is me. Go and check out my other channel in the description below. It's more of a lifestyle channel, but if you're looking for more stuff to watch at the moment, I'm going to have more content coming on there over the next couple of weeks as well, because I'm stuck at home. Anyway, back onto the video of the V70. Now, of course, for £550, this car definitely needs some work doing to it, but underneath, it's a really good car. Now, the two main problems with this car is it's got a leaky power steering rack, and it's also got clogged DPF as well. Now, worst case scenario of this, I'm going to have to replace the power steering rack and also replace the DPF filter, but I might be able to get away with just sealing the rack and also regenning the filter, and it might work fine after that. We'll have to see. Worst case scenario is going to be about £600 in parts and labour to replace everything, which puts this car a total of around £1,200 after I've done an MOT, given that it doesn't need anything else doing to it. Now, I've looked at how much these go this year, this spec, and they seem to be going upwards of £2,000 in this condition. So there'll be some decent profits in this car by the time it's finished. So what exactly did I get for this money? What's the specification of it? And what's the story behind it? Well, the guy bought this car around 12 to 18 months ago, and he's been doing a few miles a day in it. So the DPF filter's not had a chance to regen, it's been getting clogged up. So it just needs that crap just blowing out the back of it. On the other side of things, he's been really cheap and he will not fix stuff on the car. So I think he's probably been quoted a stupid amount to get the rack replaced, and he thought, let's just get rid of the thing. Thankfully, he's not had the car too long in order to do any serious damage to it. Up until the point from getting the car, it's been looked after really, really well. I mean, it's dirty at the moment, it needs a really good clean, but this body is so straight and the engine is sweet as a nut. Of course, I've also got this new filming space, which is absolutely fantastic. I knocked that wall down at the side of my house. I can bring all the cars into the back garden. I can film, I can sit around, I can drink beer, eat burgers, and just detail to my heart's content. And considering we have this lockdown at the moment, there's not really much we can do with most of the cars. I was going to get that Astra, which was just parked right there, try and fix it up over the course of the next few weeks, but I can't really go to the scrapyard and get bits off them, so there's not much I can do to that car because I don't really want to detail it while it still needs panels replaced. This, on the other hand, it's big, it's dark, it needs a good machine polish, and I can spend a lot of time doing this up in the back garden because I've got all the supplies to clean it, and I can get this thing looking like $1 million. Anyway, let's have a look underneath the bonnet and show you exactly what's at the heart of this beast. Under here, we have a 2.4 litre 5-cylinder diesel engine, and this is the D5 variant, so it's the more powerful version. And being a post-facelift car, it has something around, don't quote me, but I think about 183 brake horsepower and something like 300 pound-feet of torque. So good amount of torque, good amount of power under there. But yeah, very good, sweet engine. Let's go and start this up. I'll show you how sweet this engine is. Anyone who knows these engines knows these are legendary for the reliability, easily capable of doing 500,000 miles if they're looked after properly. So this car has plenty of life left in it because it's only done around 180,000 miles at the moment. So actually for one of these, that's not too high mileage, and the rest of the cars stand up to this type of abuse. So yeah, this car has a lot of life left in it. Inside is just wonderful. The amount of luxury in here, even compared to my A4, is just outstanding. We've got soft Napa leather seats, which are really nice. These are probably the comfiest seats I've ever sat in of any car. They feel fantastic, and every single review on these cars states how good the seats are, and it is no word of a lie. A very comfy car. We've got loads of equipment in here, such as well, pretty much everything you can expect on a car this year. We've got a 6 CD multi-changer, dual zone climate control, cruise control, automatic lights, automatic wipers. Considering this is an SE Lux, which is the most luxurious version of it, and it's got a big lazy diesel engine under there, it's actually really weird that this one is a manual. Even most of the SE specs ones are automatics when you look on eBay. I've looked at a few SE Luxes in this generation, which are really hard to come by anyway. If you have a look on eBay, there's very few of this specification on there. but I've not found one manual, so this has to be a very, very rare configuration in the car. And suffice it to say, I think in a car like this, a big, luxury, heavy wagon, I would have probably preferred to have an automatic transmission, but on the other hand, the manual is going to be more engaging to drive, it's going to be quicker, more economical, and in the UK sticks in a lower tax bracket as well, so it's less expensive to tax per year. But the clutch feels good, so you know, not too much complaints there, and the action on the gearbox is really, really nice. It is actually a very nice box to operate, so probably won't be too much of an issue. One thing you will find in these Volvos, they feel very, very solid. Just all the materials just feel like it's built to last. And that's coming from the Audi A4, which I drive every day, which my favourite feature of that A4 is just how well the car is built. So for this to actually stack up to that A4 is actually the highest praise I can give this car. Even the plastics low down feel pretty much just as good as the Audis, and in my opinion beats anything Mercedes and BMW is sticking out on these years. And my favourite feature of this car is the door. It's probably hard to translate onto camera how solid these doors feel, but I've never had a car with the doors shut as solidly as this does. This thing feels like a tank, and again, that's coming from the A4, which actually feels really solid as it is, but this is a whole other level. I've never shut doors that just stop straight away. It's astounding how well built this car feels. We have electric memory heated seats, which are really, really nice to have. And one thing I particularly like about this car, which actually really surprised me for the age of it, was if you've got two key fobs, and say one of you is taller and one of you is smaller, and you have a key fob each, when you plug it into the ignition of the car will configure itself directly to you. Now in 2020, that's probably not too impressive, but going back to 2007, that was really, really impressive technology to have back then. Even the sound system is actually pretty advanced, although it doesn't have like much features on it, should I say, in terms of connectivity and such. The actual power is actually quite astounding out of this for what the car is. It's got 300 watts of power, it's got centre speakers, tweeters in the doors here, it's got mid-range drivers and also 8-inch woofers, and most cars only have 6-inch. There's a lot of air being pushed around, and in the back there is speakers in the D-pillars, speakers in the back doors, and you can even specify this with an optional active subwoofer, which might be worth sticking in the car just to see how much bang we get out of it. Back here, well, rear leg room is actually surprisingly poor. I would have thought I'd have more space in this. In fact, it doesn't really seem any better than my A4, which is saying something, because long-term viewers of the channel probably remember me making a video about my last A4 and really, really going on about the lack of rear space for passengers in the back. Only difference between this and A4, B-pillars are a little bit more further forward, so we can actually get in and out okay. Apart from that, it's actually pretty nice back here. We're catered to with decent amount of stuff. Electric windows in the back. We've got a little vent here to keep us nice and cool. Pockets in the back of the seats. We have another 12-volt outlet, which is cool, as well as a little ashtray. So all in all, not too bad. You can get a little armrest in the middle. In fact, some of these V70s in the back even have booster seats built into the back seats, which is really cool if you've got kids. This one doesn't seem to have them, not sure why. But yeah, you literally just pull them up and the booster seats come out, which is a neat thing I've never seen any other car do. But I definitely wouldn't want to sit in the back if the driver was like 6 foot or taller, because I'm only 5'6", and I'm struggling to fit in the car with me in the front. So 2 6-foot people, I don't think there's much chance of that. On the upside is headroom, pretty good. Of course, the one trait of any big Volvo is the amount of space in the back, because I can literally get in and do laps in the back of this car because there is that much space. Yeah. Now, as a load lugger, there's very little cars that are going to fit more in the back than this does. Big, nice, wide open, long back, and crucially, seats full flat. So nice, long, flat load bay. Fantastic. You've even got some underneath storage. So underneath here is a little storage rack, a little strap. Underneath there is a battery, and under there is just nothing. I've got a few other bits at the back, 12-volt socket, which is kind of handy as well as speakers in the D-pillars for the radio. So just a bit of extra sound in the back for passengers. It actually even looks like it's got heated side windows, which I've never seen down the car. Bodywork is really decent on this thing. There's a slightest little dent around, somewhere around here. They really have to look careful of certain conditions to see it, but slightest dent there, and same in the door. Just a very, very slight little door ding there, but considering this is a 14-year-old car, the size of it, it's actually really good down the sides. Got a couple of the smaller scuffs on the bumpers. Let's have a look down here, but again, nothing too bad. It's just most of it's on the rub strip. I think a lot will polish out, but considering again the size of the car, the bumpers aren't all scuffed, actually it really says something about probably how well it's been driven over the course of its life. Moving on to the driver's side, we have probably the worst bit of bodywork to the car, which is a scuff here to the back of the door. But again, I'm actually quite confident most of this will wet sand out, so there should be very little left. Thankfully, there's no damage to the sheet metal, no dents or anything, so it's completely smooth down the side. So I think we can minimise that quite a bit, as well as very superficial things, just like little bits of chips to the edges of the door, which should be easy enough to touch up and hide. And around the front, I think the thing that lets the car down on immediate impressions is just the headlights are quite clouded over. So I think we can actually get these back, clear coat them, and they're going to look a lot better when they're finished. Because it's got xenons in here as well, so we actually want these to be nice and clear so we don't blind other drivers by dispersing the light. Which is actually a nice thing to have, because it was 2007 to have xenons in the car was pretty much of a novelty back then. And then finally we have the wheels, which quite frankly aren't doing it for me at the moment. They are curved around the outside. As you can see, it's just dirty. It's straight but dirty. It just needs a good machine polish. I think this thing's going to look so much better after having a nice long detail. And the same thing goes for the interior. If this was dark leather, it probably wouldn't look too bad in here. I wouldn't say it's absolutely filthy, like compared to what my A3 was when I bought it. It's not that type of dirt, but when you look at the carpets, you look at the seats, I think it's going to come up really, really well, because it's not actually that worn, it's just dirt. Same thing goes for like the door cards. It's just dirty up here. This stuff will come up so much better. This car's going to look so much fresher. Great thing is with this colour interior, once you do get clean, it's going to look so much different to what before and after on a dark interior would look like. So I'm kind of thinking this is going to be a very satisfying car to clean with this colour interior and this colour exterior. We can really make this car pop. Other things that are cool, we have a tow bar with electrics. We also have roof rails, so kind of storage options on this and hauling stuff around. Options are pretty much limitless. Looking through all the paperwork on here, there is loads of actually stuff, just loads of paperwork. Cam belts was done around 15,000 miles ago, so don't have to worry about that for a long time. Got the owner's book. The service book is stamped pretty much all the way up to current. In fact, it's fully stamped up, the service book, all the way up to 165,000 miles, I believe. What are we on? Yeah, 165,000. Bearing in mind we have 18,000 mile service intervals, and the car's on about 178 at the moment. We are well within it, so that's all good to see that the car's been looked after its entire life. And looking through the owner's manual, a couple of bits, so dare I say quirky. Dug life. Like the fact the owner's manual starts off with safety above anything else. Before we get into any of the features of the cars, first section is safety, which is just so Volvo. And the other thing I like as well is the slogan on the back, Volvo for life. But it's not punctuated right. Volvo full stop, yeah, that's all right. But for life has no capital F. Now, is that intentional or just an oversight on Volvo's part? I'm not too sure. What it really does say about Volvos, because I believe they are the second longest lived cars after old Mercedes. So yeah, they are definitely cars for life, for saving your life and for lasting for life. Well, anyway, that is the Volvo V70. Tell me what you think of this car down in the comment section below. Do you think for £250 more than a Fusion I did good? Or was there something better I could have bought? Let me know exactly what you think there, because I'm going to be doing some videos on this upcoming in the next few weeks. Probably quite a bit, because there's not much more I can do. So a very good detail come up on this, interior, exterior, as well as some restoration of stuff like the wheels. So definitely some great content to film on this. Anyway, if you want to see that video land in the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon below so you'll listen to that video when it drops. And if not, also check out my other channel if you're looking at other stuff to watch, which is more of a lifestyle channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. But until next time, thank you all for watching, see you soon, and take care.